So I want to have a little self-introduction here. So I've been doing performance testing over 20 years and work with many companies before. So on the screen is some companies I work with before. And it's very interesting. Just 2 days ago, I found, when I talked to Chris with Dry Run, I also found another speaker, Nick. Also, he's from the client I work with early this year. It's very interesting. So I work on the consulting on two type of things. So performance testing and engineering, and I also did a lot of strategic consulting on performance test process. So I work in a big company and to give them assessment of their current process and do detailed analysis. Um, and also develop a roadmap for them, from many categories, from test strategy, planning, how to test, choose tools, and how to do testing, how to do analysis, how to design the test scenario, and also do the report. So I do all kind of consulting before, and I was also did a lot of presentations at the different conferences, including IEEE. Some fun facts I would like to share here with everybody. So my last name is Ren. So in German, RENN means racing, and we do performance testing. We test the speed, right? So that's kind of very interesting, and I like a ballroom dance. And when I do performance with my team, we also do a lot of dress rehearsal. So and that's also a technical term we use in the performance testing. Another thing I like to do is I do autocross with Porsche Club, uh, and so I have been doing that for over 15 years. And I also love travel a lot. And so far, 15 countries. I want to visit more.
Emily, I hate to say this, but your presentation disappeared again. I don't know.
Disappear again?
It disappeared.
Uh,
so
so why disappeared? So
just click on the share and then go to the windows or tabs and share that out. All right, here it is. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Good. So I don't know if you. Yeah, I share. Can you see my slides now? Okay, good. So I was talking about, I don't know which part you hear, which part you did not hear me. So I suppose the last part you guys missing. So I was talking about my hobbies. So I like a ballroom dance, and in performance testing world, we also see dress rehearsal. So that's really matchy that. And I like autocross with Porsche Club. So we drive for try to drive as fast as we can. Also about speed. And I also love travel. I've been to 15 countries so far. So from my experience, I see the client need for performance testing. So there's some change in the last 10, 20 years in the performance testing trend. So in tool-wise, there's many tools in the market, and which one to use. So the client, they have a lot of options there. And also for performance testing need, they are more focused on the cloud service APIs. And the DevOps team, and they focus more on performance testing engineering and CI/CD. As the first speaker, he talked about a disaster just happened to Facebook, Instagram, all those big apps. So that's a disaster. So that's become more important. And sometimes clients they ask me for the advice in performance testing tools. So that's make me look at the performance testing tools often. And I can use my current uh, client as one example. So also, I can talk about several clients. So they either have only JMeter, they do not have good load testing tools. They just use JMeter for load testing. And they could use a load runner, BlazeMeter, and other tools like Microsoft Visual Studios and other tools. And they struggle with tools, features, and budget. Yeah, so they want to have a tool they can meet their business needs. Either do API testing or UI testing. They want easy to use, and the price is reasonable. So this is my typical performance testing process, and this can use for Agile, Scrum, and Waterfall project methodology. So from the beginning, I engage with the client to talk about strategy, come with a test plan and a workload profile. That's very important. And I do workload profile and API mapping. So make sure we have good coverage. And for each sprint, we try to test each feature side. And then we create the test scenario, the scripts, and we run the test and give performance testing status for each feature side. And along the way, the snowball just rolled bigger and bigger. So we can eventually have the whole test suite with all the features, and we can run a dress rehearsal according to the workload profile we defined at the beginning. And there's a lot of things to do, how to integrate your test with the CI/CD pipeline, how to do analysis. I think the previous three speakers, they talk about that very well. So this is what I can do, for not just performance testing. Sometimes I also help them with the functional automation. So when I create my test suite, I can set up one for BVT. So we run the regression test for each build, and we can integrate that in a CI/CD pipeline. And then I can do load testing, stress testing, endurance test. And currently, with my client, they use JMeter, and they kind of use the BlazeMeter briefly before. And I try to introduce the Redline 13 to them. And also they use the load runner and also Dynatrace for monitoring. So this is the comparison I come up with. I compare different tools in multiple categories. And I compare, from if it's easy to do scripting and the test capability, and to the detail level is how many users we can run and how long we can run. Like for endurance test, we want to run, could be 24 to 48 hours. So all those detail levels comparison, including the price level and how long they can keep the test data there. So this is my score. So I think Redline 13 and BlazeMeter is very popular. BlazeMeter is very popular now. Redline 13, some people they do not know, and Load Runner is kind of like an industry standard tool has been there for a long time. So it's a very good reference. And in the current client, they do have Load Runner and Dynatrace. Those two are very expensive tools. And recently, they just come to the point they need to renew the Load Runner license. And they also told me Dynatrace is very expensive to use because they just try to, that's what I heard, they try to catch each opportunity to charge you. You want to test this, you pay more. Test that, pay more. So they add up very quickly. So this is the comparison in the premium plan. So you can see for Redline 13 and the blaze meter, so about the half price. And for a number of users and a V user, Redline 13 can do unlimited test. And for blaze meter, the price can ramp up very fast. And Redline 13 can also run unlimited hours. Yeah. So all those unlimited numbers is very exciting to our client. So this is the my conclusion for them. Yeah, so that's JMeter is good for functional testing automation and also good to do tests with low load. But if we go to high load testing, we need load testing tools. And my recommendation is Redline 13. Yeah, so although both BlazeMeter and Redline 13 can do distributed tests in cloud and with different locations, but Redline 13 can cost significantly less. And I think everybody here know that. And Redline 13 also, have comparable features we need for performance testing. And so it's amazing, the tool is, cost much less, but the features are very similar to LowRunner. And that's a very attractive part. And also is compatible with the JMeter and Jenkins in test reporting. So this is what I told, and we also have the plugin to integrate with Jenkins. So it's good for companies, CI/CD that business need. So this is for detail level. So test scenario design. BlazeMeter, you can set up the scenario parameters inside BlazeMeter, and Redline 13 we use the JMeter. And also you can do some change in the in Redline 13 in the design page. And also for the monitoring part, I think I prefer what Redline 13 offers. Yeah, because they display all the metrics and errors in one page. So it's easy, just scroll up and down. You can see all the information there. And I also like the table. So you can see live how many transactions pass, how many transactions fail. And for report summary, I think that's very similar to a LowRunner. And you can also do zoom in and see, where's the breaking point, where's the degradation point, and what time. And yeah, you can drill down from there. And for the max test duration, for BlazeMeter only can run 5 hours. And in most cases, that's not enough. So, people want to do maybe 24 hours or even 48 hours. So this will be very good choice for the client. So this is my everything I have today. So any questions here?
Yes, we do. We have a question from Igor's, and he's going to actually come up on stage here. Igor's,
Okay.
if you click that link while he's doing that, maybe you could, you've been doing this for a while, Emily. How would you say things have changed? How have you seen things changed over the last 5 years, 10 years in working with your clients?
Where's the link? So let me go there. I cannot see the link yet.
What is it you want? You don't need to click on anything. All right.
Okay. So yeah, I see I see a lot of changes, and DevOps become very big right now, and Can you?
I haven't seen Igor's yet get on stage, so I'm gonna if you can see his question here in the chat in the comments.
I cannot see that yet.
All right, I'll read his question to you. So, how is performance testing strategy and test script design impacted by our need to implement tests into CI/CD? We don't want to run 1 to 2 hour tests or more whenever our developers push anything. You know
So okay, I think
just added
I
Igor's.
can see that.
Igor's,
Yes.
do you want to ask the question yourself there?
Oh, so how JMeter used for functional tests? Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness, I'm hearing so many things.
Yeah.
Yes. So I can go back to my. Yes, I can see in the chat part how JMeter is used for functional tests. Yeah, so so I typically work with the dev team, and every time they come with a new feature, and I create a script in JMeter, and then I can have a BVT test suite. So put all the basic features there, and can be included even positive and negative tests. And then you can set assertion very easily in JMeter. And then you can also put some load there. So in that way, you can do functional and also with performance testing there in the whole BVT test suite. And I found that is very important. Yeah, and the team now is really they take my test BVT test suite as a very valuable piece for their whole. I work in the global engineering department, and we work with people in US, and also I talk to people in DevOps in Hungary, and also some developers in Brazil. So it's spread all over the world. And when we go to the load testing, I will use the Redline 13, and all the people there, they can join me, or they can also use Redline 13 from Brazil, from Europe, from Germany. They all can use that and look at my testing, and we can do analysis from there. I think it's worked very well there.